think, Dave, and one of the things that I admire so much about you is the fact that, you know, the question that came into us is whatever happened to Louis Martinez, and that's something a lot of us thought, but you actually spent a lot of time and energy to track him down, to figure out, because he disappeared.
Yep.
From the face of the earth back in the, what, 90s or early 2000s?
Well, he was working for George Cannon's Superstars of Wrestling and Dave McKinney, the Bearman's shows in all around Ontario in the early to mid 1980s. And I had, right about that time, started to get out of, you know, managing and, you know, going on to a different career. But over time, I just wonder what happened to some of my friends,
right.
You know, and I wondered what happened to Louis Martinez. It's like almost 30 years, I had no idea what happened to him. And through a friend of mine in Chicago, Rich Tito, he helped me track Louis down because I knew Louis, you know, in his early days, and his family lived in the Chicago area. So I, you know, went to Rich and asked him if he can, you know, help me locate Louis. And he did. And unfortunately, he was in a place called the California Nursing Home in downtown Chicago. And it's like I participated in the Alicia's House Food Bank benefits. I donated my time there, and it was always a golf tournament and raffle and things like that in the Chicago area. So I figured, well, the next time I go to this, I'm going to go to the California Gardens and, you know, go see my friend Louis. So I happened to go, and the nurse said I would have 20 minutes. So I walked into his room, and he was bedridden, barely even looked like the Louis Martinez that we knew.
Sure.
And he was very uncommunicative.
About how old was he at this time? Do you remember?
Late 80s, early 90s. And, you know, I went to Louis. I said, Louis, do you know who I am? And he just the little nod. And it's like, you know, I don't know what to say or ask him because he's really not speaking. So I said, do you remember, like, you know, Detroit and Cobo Arena? And it's like, you know, just a no. Do you remember The Sheik? No. Bobo Brazil? No. Pompero Firpo? Bull Curry? And, you know, the dementia had just taken over on him that he just didn't even know he was a wrestler anymore. And I happened to say one other name that I knew he would know, and I said, Jimmy Valiant. And his eyes perked up, and he said, Jimmy? And I said, yeah, Jimmy Valiant, he's going to be here. And, you know, his eyes just lit up. And from there, you know, the nurse came, said our time was up, we'd have to leave. So I took a couple pictures with Louis.
Which we'll see, yeah.
And, you know, unfortunately, it's like, you know, I had to leave, and I'm walking out, and I just turned to him, and I see my friend just laying there, and I almost teared up, as I almost am now.
Yeah.
And
very poignant time, definitely.
I said, Arriba. And he just gave me a thumbs up and a nice big smile, and I left.
Well, I'm sure that was something that he appreciated, and obviously he had some memories that you were able to jog, and, you know, kudos to you for doing that, and also arranging for Jimmy Valiant to go and visit.
Jimmy Valiant did go see him. They had a nice short meeting, and, you know, Jimmy called me and told me about it, and I was happy that he went.
Yeah, and there you have it. Whatever happened to Louis Martinez?
Well, one final tribute, Terry. You being the greatest ring announcer that I have ever personally known, could you give Louis Martinez a final tribute and give a ring entrance like you used to do to him?
Sure would. Ladies and gentlemen, from Monterrey, Mexico, at 234 pounds, Arriba, Louis Martinez.
Arriba.